more than a
That's your
year.
new name, by the way.
Donated $69.
It's your new name, Davon.
Men will say anything to women to get in their pants.
Will they buy
Snap
your?
out of it and get with reality.
Will
the
they-
right man will tell you the truth.
Will they what?
Will they like buy your new divorce lawyer and then fly out to California with you? And
A guy did that?
yeah, that's the ex that I got my gun from.
An old ex.
Yeah.
He paid for
And
The divorce,
did you guys,
the retrial lawyer.
and did you guys hook up?
Yeah.
Yeah, well then, yeah, of course.
Where's
But,
he?
like-
Where's he now?
That's what you call. That's
At
what
the,
you call
at the Airbnb.
flown out. But yeah,
Wait.
never mind.
No.
Oh, so you came with here?
Well, yeah, I
You
invited
came
him.
with him here.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, come with
You
me."
said you're
He's like,
single.
okay. Well, I am single,
You're literally gonna go fuck a guy tonight.
but we're
What?
there's like, hold on, we're talking again and trying to get to know each other again. It's been like 5 years, but yes,
How long-
I would literally marry him tomorrow.
Wait, so when did you re-link?
When I had to get my gun, and then we saw each other, and it was like over with.
When was that?
A few weeks ago.
Like 2 weeks ago.
How many times have you guys been hanging out?
So I saw him that day, and then
You guys live in the same city?
no,
Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
then after that it was like I don't know, he came to visit for this trip so he came Friday, and then we've just been around each other since then, just to see if it can work again, to like, you know, because it's been a long time. Like, are we the same people? Do we want the same things? And
This is why I don't believe when women say they're single, like they're fucking at least one dude, bro. It's crazy. You said you were single. Didn't I ask if there's a guy in the picture? I don't know if you said
no. You didn't ask if there's a guy in the picture. You just asked if our relationship status. I don't want to say I'm in a relationship.
I'm single, but I've been fucking a guy for a month, and we took a trip together.
And
Were
he
you from
paid for
Texas?
he paid for my divorce lawyer. By the way, I would marry him tomorrow.
I would, because we have like 2.5. We
I'm
were together
single.
2.5 years the first one.
I'm
single.
Well, we're figuring it out. Like, we might not end up together.
So okay,
But this is
how
the-
long you been in Santa Barbara?
Since yesterday.
Okay, so have you been apart at all? Like, did you go out to get like a bite to eat and he stayed at the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if a guy stepped to you and approached you and asked
not
for your
interested
number,
in seeing anybody else.
so you're not single then?
Okay. Well, if that's the baseline, but it's hard to, you know, like today's standards of what's dating is like viewed.
If
Like,
you
if you have a
reject a
label.
guy who you would otherwise be interested in, you're not single. I think.
But I also
just
kind of
think that's
have, and
actually
she taught me
genius. I
this
just made that
idea
up.
that like you're single until you're married, and I think that's a good point.
What? You're single until you're married?
Yeah.
A lot of women feel that way.
She belongs to the streets.
Yo, back to the streets you
But
go.
no, I only sleep with one person at a time.
Imagine a girl
But
said
if-
that shit. You've been dating her for 3 years. You're gonna propose. Oh, I'm single.
I'm single.
Fuck
Well,
outta
no,
here.
like-
back to the streets. You
It's
go.
only been a few days, okay? So
It's been 3
But
weeks.
you just said until
no, I
marriage
didn't
single.
see him. Huh?
You just said until marriage single.
my God.
Yeah, I don't
Goodness.
think it'll be long. I think it's a real possibility, at least, that could be the result.
Was he dating you while you were a stripper?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How much was your retrial
He's a provider
lawyer?
too. $5,000, but my stepmom put a little towards it. So it's a lot. I can't talk too much about the retrial stuff either.
And he paid for your flight and the trip out here?
He did not pay for my flight. He paid for his own.
Oh, okay. So he joined you on the trip.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I suppose it's not as bad. You just reconnected and he's given you thousands of dollars?
Well, but we had a very special connection, and since then have not been able, like, we both.
Special connection.
So he was like single 2 years after I broke up with him. And then I got married, and then he dated a girl for some years, and like we both realized like we were trying to.
Why did it end originally?
I wanted to move to Austin, and he was kind of anchored in the Dallas area. That's one reason. Also, I had a lot of growing to do. Like,
So you were a shithead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really was. And we didn't but it wasn't.
Did he pay?
And at the time, did you have any children?
No.
And now you have 2 children?
Yes.
And he has 0?
He has 0.
Is he
There's-
watching?
there's,
Is that
he
hard for
watching
you
the
to
show?
conceptualize, Andrew?
Is he
I'm going
watching
to
the
explain
show?
if I'm going to
Who
explain
knows?
this
Probably.
phenomenon, right? Well, no, I mean, I wasn't the ex of my wife.
5
Sorry,
minutes.
but
Okay, but you
anyway,
understand
so
taking
let me
on
explain.
stepkids.
Let me explain the phenomenon here. No, every single situation is different. I'm not beating up on somebody for being a stepfather, but this situation here is dated you, had no kids. Okay, you weren't good enough for me. Gone. Right? By your own admission, you weren't good enough. I'm gone. Then you end up with another guy, end up having his kids. Now suddenly guy number 2, who's the ex, is suddenly good enough for you. Just pointing this out that this is a phenomenon which happens
it
often.
It happens, but I'm telling you, it was always this guy for me. Like, it was not like, oh, I thought this guy would be better. It was, this isn't working. This guy's totally different. So maybe that's what I need, even though I'm crazy about you. This is just not good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, just in all that time, we could not get each other off the other's
And you
mind, and it was
knew-
very mutual.
Does the new guy have resources?
Yeah, he does.
Wait, sorry, could you repeat that? The entire time, even while you were married to your
Yeah, I was always
husband.
in love with him. But you can be in love with someone and it not be
on.
healthy and not want to be with them.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
No, I don't
Hold
think
on.
you can.
I think you can.
No, I really don't think you can.
But I
I think
did
that
it.
I think that anybody who would marry anybody who is in love with somebody else is.
Well, I don't think I
there's a
necessarily
problem.
always knew that I was
Oh, you didn't
still
know?
with him.
Wait, can we just not hold on? I'm sorry.
I'm good
we
at
can't-
turning
we
things
need
off.
I need you to repeat that because I don't want us to just glance over it because one more time. So this guy who's your ex, who you're now, he paid thousands of dollars for your retrial lawyer, used to date him while you were married to your husband. You were thinking of your ex
Yeah, often.
during sex?
No. Jesus Christ, no.
You probably were. You just
No.
don't wanna admit
I
it.
would tell you. I don't give a shit. No. Would I admit?
Just about how much you love this guy.
Wait, and did
It
you
took
date?
me a while to figure out. Like,
Did you date
Were you
other
talking
guys?
to him while you were married?
yes, but my husband knew, but it wasn't often. It was just like ever so often. Bro. Throughout the years, the here and there.
Red pill, massive red pill. And have you dated besides your ex-husband? Had you dated other men?
Like in between my.
So like you broke up with your ex. Were there other guys?
No.
So it was ex, husband, back with the ex, who you loved the entire duration of your marriage with the guy.
Yeah, so sort of. After I left my husband,
Awesome,
the ex had a girlfriend. So I did like go on a few dates with one other guy. But when I saw my ex, I had to go get my fucking gun or else we would not have ever probably seen each other again. But then, yeah, I was told the other guy, I was like, hey, I'm not with my ex or anything, but I'm just going to let you know I can't be with you after seeing him or anybody for that matter. So I called that off, and now we're just like seeing if we're just romanticizing nostalgia or if it's like a genuine connection. But I think like I would like talk, and I would say it to my friends. I'd be like, I feel like he's gonna text me soon, and we
So
would.
it
would.
wasn't purposeful that you went to pick up this object
No,
that you needed. It was not purposeful to see him in any way.
Okay, I didn't know that he had the gun for a few years because at one point, and I can't talk about that because it's legal stuff. But anyway, he got the gun again at some point. And when I was with my ex-husband, I couldn't have a gun because my ex-husband was a felon. So it wasn't a concern that he had
Oh.
Yeah.
So you ditched this guy for a felon you had kids with.
Well, but he's not like he sold weed when he was 19.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like
He was not like a violent criminal. Okay.
he was. Yeah. It wasn't
Okay.
like, and he had his shit together for. He's just. I can't say that either. But it's not
Were
like
you-
what you're envisioning.
When you were saying your vows, you got married, right? Mm-hmm. Were you still in love with your ex-boyfriend?
I wasn't like thinking about him at that time.
You said you were.
Well, I
thinking about-
probably was looking back. Like you can reflect. Like I don't know if you know what it's like to turn off feelings, but when that relationship didn't work, I just put it out of my head for
Like
a long
sociopath.
time. It just took, you can bury things for a while, but eventually they come up, and that's essentially what happened. But it also came up like because my husband treated me awful, and I'm like, oh God, I thought that was toxic. It's
Before or
not. Shit on
after
this.
the wedding?
After.
So he's treating you well before you got married.
Yeah.
Weren't you treating him awful by being in a relationship with him while you were still wanting to fuck and be with your ex?
Again, at that point, I wasn't actively thinking about my ex. Like, this is just something that kind of...
You admitted that while you were with him,
Right. This is
you
post-marriage.
weren't over your ex. Wait, so just to be, here's the timeline. So, because typically, the further you get away from a relationship, the less and less feelings you have, you get over it. So you're
Typically.
saying you break up with your guy, and then no feelings. And
There was
then,
feelings for a little bit.
But so how did it go from, breakup, feelings dwindling, and then feelings...
Devon Jackson donated
Whoa.
$69.
Thank
It's
you, man.
endless stream of fucking simps that create women like this. It's unbelievable to listen to. Get your shit together, fellas.
I think you're walking back these claims about your...
So I tried to invest in something new, and I did successfully put the ex out of my mind for a long time. As things got tumultuous between me and my husband, it became harder to, especially since my ex is also like reaching out at this time. So it's like reawakening things. So it just kind of like came, and then when I reflected, because I can turn things off, when I reflected, I realized like I built a whole life subconsciously to try to kind of get away from him.
This totally sounds like this guy's a plan B.
I swear to God, he was always. Anybody
okay,
who knows me knows.
Okay,
he's
goodbye.
Always
It's okay. I can leave you behind. You marry another guy, and then when nothing works out, this other dude, he's there. Right?
I would have never left if it didn't get so toxic at the end with him. And it also felt like I was like.
Well, I mean, but that just reaffirms that it was Plan B, right?
I mean, but no. It was it's not like I'm just, I'm divorced now, so I'm gonna go, because there's tons of people that I could do that with. There's people with more money that I could do that with.
I don't know. Like, I'm not inside your mind. I'm not inside your heart.
But objectively, I get
it's
how
impossible for me to actually determine your intent. Do I have kind of my own thoughts on it? Of course, it sounds kind of silly to me. But the thing
I
is
can
like,
imagine.
it's also possible that you're totally telling the truth. I can't determine your intent. But I am going to make one prediction, right? 100% you're not getting married to this guy.
You don't think so?
Guarantee it.
Maybe not. I guess it'll be up to him. Because I'm letting him lead.
Yeah. Weeks.
You think?
Weeks.
Maybe you could be right.
So to the viewers, you got 2 massive red pills. One, she said she was single. She's been having sex with her ex-boyfriend for 3 weeks.
2.
They've flown out together.
We didn't see each other for
He's
1.
invested in her, paid for her lawyers, but she's single.
Only
The second
because-
red pill is that during the course of her marriage, she was fantasizing about her ex.
That part's fair.
That's red pill number 2.
That part is fair. But the first part is so bullshit, because I am single because we haven't agreed that, like, okay, we're going to for sure do this. We're just figuring it out.
Johnny Spiral donated $69.69. I love you, honey. And my ex. I let guys watch me take off my clothes while you're at work. I can't stop thinking about my ex. And his juicy red hot dog. Good little doggy. Sincerely, Johnny Spiral.
I haven't danced in like 10 years, y'all. I don't know.
Thank you, Johnny. Oh, there's a third
Yeah,
red
but
pill.
your ex was around during that, right?
Or like 8 years or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
There does exist actually a third red pill that Andrew pointed out. And this is the fact that you dated him, the ex guy. You dated him. He sounded great, but you said there was a move that you wanted to make, and that you were being a shithead.
There were a lot of issues. Like
Mostly
because
with
of you.
mostly me, yes.
Yeah,
like I did
mostly
the
with
bigger
you.
things,
Okay.
but
Yep.
So the bigger red pill here is that relationship ended. You now have 2 kids from another man, and you are now back with him now that
we don't know yet.
what Andrew said.
We don't know yet. He
Andrew
has
put
to,
it much more eloquently.
He has to see, like, we have to see if he can if he's really willing to take on kids, and if we're still compatible, and if we even still
Wait,
know each other.
wait.
that's not
oh,
the-
that's red pill number 4.
Hang on, that's not the key. That's not the key. The key isn't what he's willing to do. The key was when you said, I would marry him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the key in here is like, just so you know, right, if that is the case, no, there's not going to be the marriage.
Why
There's
do you
not
say
gonna be
that?
This. There's not going to be any of that.
Why do you say that?
Because you're a play toy. You screwed him over, and he's getting massive revenge, and he's
I mean,
having
he left
he's
his
literally
whole-
having a ball doing
He
it.
left a relationship to get back with me that he had been in 3
He
years.
doesn't give a fuck about no relation. Oh, now he left his relationship too?
I have.
Boy, this is real. What?
Wait,
what?
what?
He left his relationship?
What? Wait, he was dating a chick?
Yeah, and so once I got divorced, it was like, so what? And then, but we saw each other in person, and it just was like day one, and so we both were like, we can't not do this,
Dude.
you know.
Wait, so hold
so
on.
no, I'm not
Here's-
a play toy. I
wait,
assure you.
chat. Here's red pill number 4. You said when it came to your kids, I think you said something along the lines of, and you can just restate it if I get it wrong. You're still trying to figure out if he's like kind of ready to take on the father role.
Well, not right off the bat, but like anytime you date someone
No,
when you
but
have
can
kids,
you just
this is-
restate what you said? Something about like
you have to see
you're
if
not
like
sure
if he
willing.
can handle, playing stepdad.
How many kids do you have? 2?
2,
And how old are they?
2 and 3.
Don't you think having that conversation would be
Well, we've had
appropriate
we've had the conversation, but
before you fuck him again?
no, we've had the conversation for years. The reality
but
of
you
it-
have years?
But hold on.
You
hold
were
on.
with your husband.
I
years
tried to
ago.
file for divorce, couldn't because I was pregnant. Then he got me pregnant again. We'll just say that.
Through no fault of your own.
Genuinely no. And anyway, so
Okay.
so
All right.
I was kind of
Look.
like stuck, but my husband knew. I told him like I don't want to be with you. The second that I can leave, I'm going to. I'm in love with him. So this is just what it is.
This is
I
the
was
wildest
never,
fucking story
I
I've
was
heard in
never
weeks,
not.
dude. This is the wildest
I was
shit I've heard
never
in
not
weeks.
honest about it, and so we would just text ever so often. And there's
Okay,
been times where
so-
he, like one time
Wait,
he
let me-
drunk
I got
texted
one
me,
thing, one thing.
and he was
One thing,
like,
one
"I've thought an unhealthy amount about raising your kids, and I don't know if I
Wait,
can have kids
but okay.
and all these things."
So I
So we
get that.
talked
I
about
get
it.
that you guys have had conversations in the past when you guys were used to be dating,
Mm-hmm.
and you talked about what does the future hold. Are we going to have kids? You have kids now.
No. We've
Hold
had
on.
these conversations since I had kids.
Sure, that's fine. But you have kids now. What conversation is there to be had? You have kids.
Right.
It's either get on board. Why would you date a
you
guy
can-
who's not
No,
about
you
the
can
kids?
conceptually be okay with it, and I'm not letting everybody around my kids. So
That's
you can't
red
just
pill 4, by
no,
the way.
because you can't just let anybody around your kids. So anybody that you talk to might think they can do it, but if they don't have children, they don't know the reality of being around fucking toddlers all the time.
Sure.
It can be overwhelming. So that's what the trial is about. Like, you think you can handle this? Can you?